It's been nearly a month since Hurricane Helene and just 3 weeks since Hurricane Milton slammed the Florida peninsula. Helene then brought catastrophic damage to parts of the Southeast and North Carolina. The damage from both storms was widespread and devastating.
As with many natural disasters, it will be some time before we know the true scope of the damage from both storms that is left behind. When talking about damage left behind by natural disasters, it raises a lot of questions about the long-term impacts to our infrastructure, and the way we currently assess damage can't always answer all of them.
But now, researchers at Texas A&M University are turning to AI to create a faster, more efficient way to assess hurricane damage. Dr. Robin Murphy, professor of computer science and engineering at Texas A&M, joins us now with a bit more on how it all works. Dr. Murphy, thanks so much for joining us. This is really an interesting thing that you guys are doing. Let's start at the beginning. Where did the idea to use AI to assess hurricane damage come from?
You know, hurricane damage is so important to get right after a disaster as fast as you can to know where people need needs and how to get resources to them. It takes days to go through the images that we're getting from drones. So anything we can do to speed it up is a win, and that's where AI comes in.
Interesting. Now, you and your team have spent over a year working on a data set that AI can use to recognize hurricane damage. Tell us more about that. How did you go about creating it?
Well, our data set is what we believe to be the largest in the world. It's taken 10 disasters that the group we're with, the Center for Robot-Assisted Search and Rescue, has flown. And those disasters include 6 hurricanes, starting back with Harvey, Hurricane Ian, Idalia, Ida, pulls those together and then is trained to look at the different levels of damage and then create a program, a model that goes, and it can be run on a laptop 4 minutes to go through an entire neighborhood, a big image of an entire neighborhood at area of interest.
So what is the AI actually looking for when you assess the damage after the storm? And you mentioned how normal damage assessment can take days to get it all complete. How does this shorten that time?
Yeah, it takes days because it's just a mess, right? You know, you're not looking for anything specific. You're looking for, oh, look, this is all jumbled up, or there's supposed to be a building here and there isn't one there. So the program starts out by overlaying where the buildings are supposed to be, where your house is. Well, if your house isn't there anymore, it's learned that there's nothing there, and that's bad, right? But it's also learning what roof damage looks like and things. So it's not saying roof damage or that, it's saying destroyed, major damage, minor damage, that sort of thing. Pretty much the way that you can imagine sitting there going through a set of images going, yeah, that's bad, good, bad, yeah, really bad. Kind of that same sort of inner gestalt. So we don't know exactly what it's looking at, but it's learned from thousands and thousands of images.
What is the input into your program? Is it drone video of the present disaster? Is it satellite data? What's used?
Our program is specialized for drone imagery and a particular kind. So when they, not just like the YouTube video, oh, look, it's a disaster. They fly, the drone pilots fly in a particular pattern. They're looking straight down, click, 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 so that they're guaranteed complete coverage of an area. Those are pieced together or stitched together, make a big image of that neighborhood or area of interest, and then it goes over that. Now, that said, the same technique, the same models, we've used that with slightly higher elevation data, altitude data coming from crewed aviation. And these also work with satellite images, but satellite images, they're further away, they're not as high resolution. And AI, a different set of models has been used to take satellite data. Only thing is you don't get satellite data very quickly after a disaster. Drone data, every fire department, law enforcement department, has one and can pop those up and start building those images for us.
I know you're using this for hurricane damage. Is there any thoughts on using this for other damage from other disasters that could happen?
Well, our data set includes tornadoes, volcanic eruptions, wildfires. So yes, these same techniques, what we'd like to build is one big model, one model to rule them all, that will allow somebody, an emergency manager, to take the drone data and do a very rapid assessment of building damage and road damage, because you also want to know, how am I going to get those resources, those rescuers, those resources, water, food, things, into that.
This seems so valuable and with so much promise for what we can use it for in the future. Thank you so much for sharing. Dr. Robin Murphy, Texas A&M professor. Appreciate you being here today, and of course the efforts you and your students are working on as well.
Okay, amazing.